Personal productivity. We've all heard of it, but do you know what it really means? Well, today I'm going to be diving into what it is exactly and how to measure it. Without this though. Let's start with the basics. Personal productivity is about how efficiently you complete those tasks that are the most important to you. It's not about being busy for the sake of being busy, but focusing your efforts on what matters most. Being busy is not the same as being productive. It's about working smarter, not harder. So when you think about personal productivity, I want you to think of efficiency and not quantity. That's not to say that we don't want to do as much as we can, but when we shift our focus to efficiency, the amount that we do will increase naturally. It's about getting more done in less time by combining task management, time management, and focus management. And if you're wanting more of a deep dive into those three subjects, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon because I will be uploading those videos in the coming weeks. So let's play a quick game to see how well your understanding is of productivity. True or false? More work equals more productivity. False. A lot of people think that working more hours increases productivity, but this often leads to burnout and decreased quality of life. Remember, work smarter, not harder. True or false? To be productive, you need to maximize every moment. False. The idea that you need to use every waking moment productively or you need to be doing something every single moment of the day, that robs you of the ability to rest and recharge. And if we neglect to take care of ourselves by allowing ourselves that downtime and time to rest, we will eventually be completely unproductive, which defeats the whole purpose. True or false? Multitasking is efficient. Yes and no. That was a trick question because multitasking is effective when done the right way. And that's when you use a technique called task stacking, which I talk more about in this video right over here. Which reminds me of one of my favorite quotes is from another YouTuber named Ali Abdal. You may have heard of him already, I'm sure. But he says in his videos that you can do anything, but you can't do everything. Ultimately, personal productivity is about making the most out of the time that you have to accomplish what matters to you and not just doing a bunch of random tasks just for the sake of being busy. It's living each day with purpose. And before I get into how to measure it, let's talk about why you would need to. So many of us, in one way or another, have come to the conclusion that we could use a little improvement in this area of our lives. Then, out of zeal, we just deep dive into planning systems, time management techniques, and forget this critical step. So by measuring our productivity, we are able to figure out those areas that we might be falling short or where we can improve. For example, let's say you start trying out a new time management technique, but you give up on it after only a week. How will you know if it was the technique that was ineffective or was it your application of it unless you take the time to review and assess your systems and routines, aka measuring your productivity. By keeping track of how we spend our time, we can find ways to work more efficiently and effectively, which means getting more done in less time, which also means that we will have more time for ourselves. Plus, it really helps to reduce stress by preventing that overwhelming feeling of having too much on your plate. Measuring personal productivity can be really straightforward and effective with the right tools. One great way is to use time tracking apps that help you to see exactly where your time is going. These apps can help you categorize your activities to help you sort out the ones that aren't as productive as you may have thought and give you reports that show how productive you really are. You can also set specific goals and lay out the path that you need to achieve them. Then keep track of your progress, which will help you stay motivated and focused on what really matters. Another helpful approach is to monitor your habits by using habit tracking apps or a chart in your planner, which is my preferred method. This system helps you to visually track your consistency. If there's something you notice that you're not as consistent in, that's your opportunity to make an adjustment. Maybe the goal was a little too high. Try shifting it slightly and make it more achievable. Ultimately, these tools allow you to set goals, prioritize tasks, and review what you've accomplished. The key here is to find a method that works for you so you can not only measure your productivity, but also improve it over time. And while I have you here, I want to address some of the main challenges in maintaining our productivity, because it turns out that there's quite a few. Whether it's noisy environments, constant notifications from your phone, or just the captivation of social media, it's so easy to lose focus. Poor time management also plays a big role, because if you don't plan your day well, or even if you take on too much at once, it can lead to stress and chaos instead of productivity. But one of the biggest culprits is procrastination and perfectionism. Many people find themselves putting off tasks because they feel overwhelmed or they want everything to be perfect before they start. This can create a vicious cycle where nothing gets done, but the pressure keeps building. So, to break free from the procrastination and perfectionism trap, start by embracing the done is better than perfect mindset. Start your tasks by setting small, manageable goals that feel less intimidating. Use techniques like the 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. For larger projects, break them down into bite-sized steps and commit to just starting, even if it's imperfect. You can also try using time blocking techniques or the Pomodoro method to help you create structured work periods that help you overcome the paralysis of wanting everything to be flawless. Recognize that perfectionism is often a fear of failure in disguise, but every draft or attempt is just a step closer to your ultimate goal. So be kind to yourself, celebrate the small wins, and understand that making mistakes is just part of the learning and growth process, so don't be afraid of them. At the end of the day, personal productivity is about efficiency and effectiveness in achieving your goals. Measure it with the right tools, apply proven strategies, and overcome common challenges by keeping the mindset that progress is better than perfection.